Let's take a look at giving students feedback and answering their individual questions that they may post to you regarding an assignment. Inside Classroom, remember in an earlier video, we looked at this main menu. Let's go back to that main menu and come back to this settings wheel for just a minute. If your district is not using Gmail for teachers and students, then the email notifications automatically were not going to be an issue. They wouldn't happen. But if your district decides to use Gmail, then I told you as a best practice, you would want to toggle this off so that your inbox wasn't flooded with notifications every time a student did something inside their class. There is one exception though. Let's go here and toggle email notifications on, and notice that I have toggled on private comments on work. If you're using Gmail, then a student can post their private message to you in an assignment and it will send you an email notification. If you're not using Gmail, you can still see those private message notifications, and let me show you where you're going to find those. We're going to go back into Classes, click inside of a class, and if you go to your People tab, you will see a roster of your students. It's a good idea when you have assigned something to them to give a checkup to your students each day. So to do that, just click on that student's name. You will see the assignments, and at a glance I can see this little message icon, so I know that this student had a question. To see what that question is, I can click on this assignment, and I can see that the student is confused as to where they're supposed to write their paragraph. For me to respond to that student, I'm going to click View Details, and down here at the bottom, I can say, please create a new document and attach it. Simply click the little send arrow over here to post that to the student, and now when they log back into their assignment, they will see that I have answered their question. Okay, let's go back now and address just sending feedback on other assignments. Inside the Classwork tab, if I want to go and see a specific assignment, I can click on it by just clicking on the title. So let's take a look at this first assignment. And remember, for me to view that assignment, I'm going to click on View, and it opens up the page now where I can see which student or students have turned it in. In this case, there's only one example student, and that person has turned their paper in. To look at the student's work, I just click on the icon, and it opens up full page for me to be able to see. So here's the student's work that they've turned in. Over on the right-hand side, this tab is currently open. It is my grading tab. It lets me see which student I'm working on. It lets me enter a grade for that student or any additional private comments. Maybe I looked at this work and they really just need to redo it. Then this is where I could type in that response to them and post that back to them. In this case though, I'm going to say that I just want to make a few comments based on what I'm seeing in their work. So just as an example, I'm going to highlight over this part right here. Notice as soon as I highlighted something, this little plus sign popped up, and it's going to let me add a comment. If this were something that the student had already worked on, I could say, great work, keep it up, and then post comment. So now, when the student is going to see this as I return it to them, they see my encouraging remark. I also have, right here under the Grading tab, a Comments Bank tab. This lets me add in comments that maybe I'm going to use quite often. Perhaps a watch your spelling or great job. And to add a comment to the bank, I just click on it, type it in, and click Add. And then I have that comment here in my comment bank ready for me to use. Now, to be able to use that comment, let's say that I'm going to comment on this item, so I highlight it. I have my little plus sign that popped up. And to use a comment from the comment bank, type in the hashtag, and it will bring up your comment bank right here for you to use. So we're going to click Watch Your Spelling and comment it. Now, for the student to see these comments, I would click the return box, and that's going to return the work back to the student for them to look at again and resubmit to me for grading. That's all you have to do to add student feedback, and then also to create that message privately to the student who needed help earlier.